Hey guys, so for those who don't know me, my name is Sierra. I am the owner of Holistically Attuned, and I'm coming here with you guys today to show you how to dress a candle. So this was a video that was requested, and I had every intention on posting this yesterday, but I don't know, the full moon takes a lot out of me. I get real tired during that time. So here I am today making it up. And so I'm going to show you guys exactly how to dress a candle, but the first thing that I want to do is give you a little brief history on why we work with candles, just to kind of help debunk some of the common religious myths around it. And so when you see me look off over here, it's because I'm actually on my website, holisticallyattuned.com. Go ahead and check it out if you haven't. And I just want to quickly read over something that I had written about the brief history of energy of candles, okay? So, fire has been used in both sacred and mundane ways for centuries. They are used for religious, spiritual, sacred, and mystical rituals. Candles are a portable form of these sacred fires, and the flames represent the spirit's highest potential, while the smoke carried the worshippers' prayers and desires into the spiritual realm. Herbs are burned either as an incense or added to the candle, not only because it gives a pleasant aroma, but they can also lead into a higher state of consciousness. They too possess their own healing properties. When all of this is done in combination of prayer, chants, meditation, dance, or very deep concentration, our ancestors, shamans, priests, and those alike discovered that they could manifest their desires. It was magic. Now, although some of you may not believe in the word magic, be mindful that religions still practice this form of manifestation every time they light their sacred place with a holy flame. Do not get caught up in labels. We make birthday wishes with candles, we pray with candles, and we pay respect to those who have passed on by lighting candles. So, that is just a little brief something that I put as an introduction on my page to candles before you even decide what type of candle you're looking for. And I felt like that's important to mention because, again, I want to help ease some of you with the idea of stepping into who you are fully. When it comes to candles, candle magic, lighting candles, dressing candles, we really need to understand that it is something that is done in almost every religion. You know, you see it profoundly everywhere else, but for some reason, once you start to put herbs on it, it gets a bad connotation. And one thing that you guys will go to know about me is that I love herbs, and I mean, all the magic is in the herbs. Those herbs possess specific healing qualities, and this is true and it's proven. So that's why we use herbs. Herbs can double up to not only heal metaphysically, but it also heals, you know, in the, I guess you could say, more conscious world. A lot of the store-bought drugs are just manufactured copies of herbs. So there, I said it. Now, moving on to candles. When you decide that you want to do any type of ritual that involves candles, and I had this whole hiatus that I was going to go on this whole segment about the word ritual, but I'll say that for another time. But when you decide that you're ready to perform any type of ritual with your candles, it's good to decide what type of candle you're going to use. Whether it's these little smaller taper candles, the larger taper candles, a 7-day candle, or a candle that is hand poured or created by somebody. Everything makes a difference, right? So generally, the bigger the candle, the bigger the spell work, or the bigger the manifestation that you're trying to create. So if I wanted to do something small, like for some real quick cash, it would be okay to use one of these smaller candles. If I wanted something that was going to last a little bit longer, you would use something like this. This takes a few hours to burn out. No harm, no foul. this is something when you're trying to manifest something big. So it's a 7-day candle. This burns almost the same amount of time. This is a hand-poured candle that I make, and the reason why I do use my candles, I'm not opposed to using 7-day candles, don't get me wrong, because you'll find these in my store as well. But, and I did already a long post and a rant about this, but you know, my candles, I Reiki charge them every step of the way. I put a lot of my own energy into these candles. Every step from choosing the correct fragrance that correlates with your ritual, whatever you're trying to manifest, to, you know, picking the correct herbs, crystals, all of that. All my energy, everything goes in here, and it is a lengthy process to make sure that you get the best energy possible. There's nothing wrong again with using your 7-day candles or these candles, but I feel like there's something special that goes into something that is not manufactured, you know, generally. It's very specific. And so this would be another example. As you can see, I put the crystal there. So those are just mine. And then you have these candles. You have candles that take shape, but we'll talk about those on a different video. So now that we've discussed what type of candles we want to use, let's go over a little bit of the ingredients that you should have when dressing your candle. And make sure that when it's time for you to actually sit down and dress your candle, that you have carved out, one, a sacred space that you have cleansed and you feel comfortable, you won't be disturbed, you have the time to do what you have to do. But secondly, you really want to be able to concentrate and focus, because before you put any herbs on top of your candles, you want to make sure that it's the right herb and that you give it an intent. Okay, so with that being said, we'll start now. I'm a little particular in some of the things that I do, so I do have certain tools for certain parts of my ritual. So you're gonna need something that you can poke a hole in it. Now, I only use this when I'm doing my candles. I don't use this for any other reason. So I can use this to scribe my name on the candle, or to poke a hole for the oils, anything like that. Or you can just use a skewer. You can get that from the store. So what you're going to do is you're going to poke a hole in your candle wax like so. Now, if I'm feeling fancy, depending on what I'm manifesting, let's say I'm trying to manifest abundance, I might put 9 holes in my candle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I want you guys to remember that there's really no right or wrong way to dress your candle. There's just different ways. Are you on lunch? I'm talking to you. Are you on lunch?
No. I'm doing read that, but I was going to tell you that after I finish today, when we finish training, I'm going to take Carter to Jaden house so he can shoot. Miss Christie said he can use the shooting machine. Right. And I just texted her, I said, can you come over today? She was like, yeah, we'll be your coach. Yeah, we will. So hopefully I can maybe try to get him to do it on Tuesdays or Thursdays, you know?
Set up a routine?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's with this one. Then you have this one. So first thing you need to do is click that. So it's too long. Now my husband's watching me intently.
Live?
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking to me?
Well, you walked in. Okay, so sometimes what I draw on there with my, after I've done my holes, is a 5-point star. 5-point star. Earth, air, fire, water, spirit, right? The elements. So that's good if you don't have anything specific that you're trying to do or you're unsure of what you want to do. What are you doing? Cut.
Don't work for me.
All right, next, put your oils in. I'm sorry, go back. After you put in whatever hold you're gonna put in, if what? Everybody want to be a witch, but don't nobody want to be a witch.
What?
I think I'm joking. You can write in here if you have specific manifestations. You can write it in here. If you want to specify this for you, you can. Sometimes I write my name in here. You'll want to write your first and last name and your date of birth. Okay. So, and if anybody's wondering, this is the Green Luck Goddess candle. It's good for spiritual clarity, vivid dreams, and powerful luck. And you can find this in my shop. I would say I could link the website below, but I don't know how, but it's in my bio. So, now, so what I did was I added some of the oil, the corresponding oil that goes with it. Now, let's say that that's not the candle I'm working with. Please, please, please listen. I have a hang up on oils. I feel like there's obviously a difference between fragrance oils and real conditioned oils, because the conditioned or conjured oils or intentioned oils have specific herbs. And again, a lot of your power, a lot of your magic comes from your herbs. So don't just get a fragrance oil. Get something that's going to mean something. So this is my abundance candle. This is my quick money candle. So once you put your oils on, you just kind of want to rub it around. You don't want all your oils to pool to one spot because it'll drown your wick out. Now let's get to some toppings, some herbs. Now, there are specific herbs that correlate with specific intentions and manifestations. If I'm trying to manifest money, I want to make sure that I get money herbs. If you guys are unsure what your money herbs are, you could always Google them. I would invest in getting I would suggest you invest in getting a really good herbal book. There's a lot of green witch books out there. So, first thing that I'm going to put are some cloves. And sometimes if I'm feeling really fancy, I'll stick the cloves in some of these holes that I made just because I like to get them enriched and soaked in some of what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, so what I just did was I basically said a little prayer over these cloves to give them an intention. So whether that's to bring the money in, whether it's to protect the money as it comes in, whatever the case may be, you want to give each of your herbs an intention. You can do that before you add it to the candle. You can do that once you've added it to the candle. It's really up to you. Finger grass, comfrey. Comfrey is good because it will not only bring money in, but it'll protect the money that you have brought in. Skullcap. And I'm extra, so I put a lot of herbs on my stuff, you guys. Extra. Mandrake is good not just for money, but it's good for love. Alfalfa. And last but not least, I'm going to put some chamomile on. Chamomile has the same function as comfrey because it will protect the money that you do bring in. It's also really, really pretty. Now, I work with crystals. I put crystals in everything from my oils to, you know, my candles, everything I do, I put crystals in it. So what I'm working with is citrine and pyrite. And I'm just going to pop these in because I want it to do its job. Pyrite is what's called fool's gold. They call that fool's gold. It's just, it looks like little gold nuggets, and it is perfect for visualizing money coming in. And then citrine is good because it empowers you. It gives you that confidence. It gives you that motivation to go out and do what you got to do to get your money, right? So we're manifesting, but we're not just waiting for the universe to bring us whatever. We're going to go out there and we're going to go get it. So that's what that's good for. So now that I've added that stuff in, I am going to, because like I said, I'm extra, put a little bit more oil on top. And this is my Cleo May. And so Cleo May is a good oil for attracting anything from love to money to success, whatever the case may be. It's a drawing oil, so I'm going to put some of that on. And then, listen, if you don't like dealing with all these herbs, powder is the next best thing. So in here, I've grounded up a lot of herbs, a lot of my money herbs, including some gold magnetic sand I've put in here. And I just mix everything together so I can sprinkle some on top. And sometimes if I'm in a rush, or it's easier for me to dress a candle like this with the powder, because I can just rub the oil on and then I can pour the powder over it. So that's that. So now that this is all dressed and done, I'm going to Reiki charge it and say a prayer over it with my intent. Now another thing that you guys could do, another step which I did not include, and I can include in a separate video, is writing a petition. If you've never seen a petition done, or you want to see what a petition is like, go ahead and leave me a comment, inbox me, and I'll do something on writing a petition. But for now, we're just talking about dressing our candle. And so this is what my candle looks like once it's dressed. You have your citrine, your pyrite, and then wonderful herbs on top. So all right, and so that's mine. Whenever I'm dressing my candle, you see this big chunk, it's selenite. So I always do everything on my selenite, because the selenite not only keeps it charged and cleansed, but I feel like it keeps the area surrounding it charged and cleansed. So once you're done dressing your candle, you can light it. If you're going to leave your candle burning all day, that's fine. If you're going to put it out and come back to it, make sure that you dedicate at least 10 to 15 minutes a day with your candle, really speaking your manifestations into existence. And more than anything else, you need to really believe in your work, because if you don't believe it's going to work, then it's not going to work. You're sending out mixed messages to the universe, and you know, the universe really deals in yes or no. It doesn't deal in maybe. So if you don't think it's going to work, the universe doesn't think it's going to work, and guess what? It's not going to work. So I say all that to say, this is all charged and ready to go, and I'm actually going to light this. I guess I should give you guys some fire safety rules. With all of these dry herbs, really be mindful of your candle. So if you see this was dressed the exact same way, and it's actually burning very, very clean, which means that this work being done is going to have very little obstacles, but we can talk about reading your candles afterwards. But you see the herbs kind of just sunk in between. But sometimes what you will see is darkness right around here. So let me give you an example. You see how the rim is really dark? So that can happen for one of a few reasons, but sometimes the herbs will do that. So just be mindful, watch your candle, watch the way that it burns. Don't leave candles unattended. I have to say that. One day I'll tell you guys about how I burnt a hole in my table that I don't think my husband has seen yet. So, I think that's everything. If you guys have any questions, let me know, inbox me. Other than that, remember the magic is in the herbs. Don't forget the herbs. But I guess keep witching.